Hey, friendo, Steve here.
And Larson.
And welcome back to Going In Raw, the only pro wrestling podcast you need to be listening to right here at youtube.com/Steve and Larson. We also have a variety of reward tiers over on the Patreon at patreon.com/Steve and Larson. One of those reward tiers is $20. And at that mark, you get to submit your video question right here at Matt Chat. It's a Sunday Matt Chat show. Woo! What a crazy triple mania we had last night, Larson.
Yeah, it was something else. I just spun a lot there, so I'm dizzy.
Whoa.
So I got to get my bearings back. Let's just kick things off. Give me an opportunity here to not be dizzy anymore. First question from Christopher Rampersad.
Hold on. Should we explain something really quick?
We will after question. Take it away, Christopher.
Hello, Steve and Larson. I just want to say thank you very much for making me Match Out Hall of Famer. So, this is your Match Out Hall of Famer, Christopher Rampersad here. And my question is, do you think we're going to get Goldberg versus Dolph Ziggler? It is probably the most exciting match I really want to see, because I want to see Goldberg bury Dolph Ziggler, and I am ready for this match for SummerSlam or anytime. Do you believe we're going to get this match, even though Dolph Ziggler is heavily talking about Goldberg a lot?
Thank you, Christopher. We're reshooting this.
Yeah, usually we do this on Wednesdays, which we should probably start filming these like later in the week. Once the new stuff happens.
Once the schedule gets changed and stuff.
We might want to
Wednesday
do it
just worked
later.
out best. It gives me time to edit.
Sure. Yeah, that's a good point too, yeah.
But we originally shot this Wednesday, but shortly thereafter, new information came to light, man, regarding Christopher's question.
And Christopher's going to be very happy. Aren't you happy for Christopher? He gets to see this match. He said he really wants to see it.
I know he wants to, so I'm happy for Christopher.
That's
I'm
good.
not as excited, but Christopher's very happy about it. So when after the next question, we have completely different shirts on. Now you know why. The rest of this episode is as we shot it on Wednesday.
Yeah.
This is Friday. Steve.
The original answer for this, because he said, is this match going to happen?
We both said, no, it's not going to happen.
We both said it's not going to happen. I think I said I want it to happen. You said you emphatically do not want it to happen.
I have basically zero interest in it.
Yeah. So it does seem, Christopher, congratulations, seems to be confirmed this match is going to happen.
Well, here's the thing. Meltzer is like 1,000% confident.
What if WWE's just trolling the crap out of Meltzer?
I know that possibility exists. Or the possibility exists that because the match has gotten leaked, they will think, well, we can do something with Goldberg down the line.
Well, no, I was thinking this. What if Goldberg was never on the table?
Maybe.
And then when they saw this Meltzer thing, they were like, hey, and they just tried to troll Meltzer.
That's entirely possible.
Everybody's trying to troll Meltzer, man.
Could be.
Oh, my goodness.
Could be. Just because that's the news, Meltzer's seemingly overwhelmingly confident that it's going to happen, doesn't mean plans can't change.
True.
What do you think the possibility of that happening is?
0. I think the possibility that the match was never going to happen in the first place is a better possibility than them changing plans based on Meltzer leaking this info. That's my thoughts on that. Although, I don't know. I guess I kind of see your point. If they wanted to keep it so secret, if they were determined to keep it secret, and then it leaked out, maybe it's just a big...
because Meltzer said...
And then they push it.
Because Meltzer says on the internal match listings, it wasn't even listed on that.
Yeah.
So if this is something they were trying to keep so hush-hush that internally it wasn't even being passed around or people weren't aware of it. There's been reports that this match is going to happen. I don't think it's a sure thing. Even if it was... I don't even know if it was necessarily a sure thing before Meltzer started reporting on it or was apparently told that it was going to happen. And I think it's a slightly less sure thing now.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
That just might be me projecting my own feelings because I really have no desire to see it.
Yeah, could be. I kind of feel like, I don't know. I feel like because Goldberg is such a big money deal and it's SummerSlam, they're gonna do what's best for the millions of people who are gonna watch this, assuming millions of people watch it, for the larger audience as opposed to the internet wrestling community. Mm-hmm. That's my thought. They wouldn't really care about if they knew or whatever. I mean, hey, give Alvarez credit. The fact is, Dolph Ziggler was name-dropping Goldberg endlessly. He was name-dropping Goldberg more than the Jacksons name-dropped CM Punk. Mm-hmm. So I do think that there is probably some fire where there's smoke. And I don't think that's going to change. If they have Dolph Ziggler, it's obvious that people are going to be like, yeah, this is going to happen.
Yeah.
Like you and I were even talking about it. We both thought it was like, because you were talking about it, and I was like, that's outrageous. That's never going to happen.
Well, I mean, just based on the talk of Dolph saying his name repeatedly, people are like, is he going to have a match against Goldberg?
See, I always thought, I honestly figured that was just WWE being petty. I thought that was Vince being petty.
Yeah.
And wanting to rub Goldberg's name in the dirt more because of that crap match at the Saudi show. Mm-hmm. Evidently, it's exactly the opposite. They're name dropping him because there might be a match on deck.
Yeah, entirely possible.
So I could see that being the case.
Entirely possible. Next question from the Raptor.
Ooh.
It is I, the Raptor, returned. And here's my match question. The WWE are about to enter in a partnership with a network that can easily cancel their product in SmackDown. So, after learning that they rewrote SmackDown twice on Tuesday, what do you think will be the outcome of Fox and the WWE's partnership? I say it's going to end in flames, baby.
Muchas gracias, Raptor.
Thank you, Raptor. I'll tell you what the outcome's going to be. Well, not Okada dollars.
Well, I thought
gonna
that was
be
going to
money.
float down. I thought it was going to float down.
We got to do it like this, I think.
Yeah, see if it'll. There you go. That's what we're talking about.
Money. That's going to be the outcome.
Yeah.
Fox is going to do whatever they need to do, whatever they can, to make sure WWE Smackdown Live on Fox gets the ratings they want. Mm-hmm. If they have to be super hands-on with the show, they'll be super hands-on. They will do everything within their power to get the ratings where they want them to be. And once that happens, they will be content.
Yeah.
And everybody will make money off it.
Yep. It's possible that once the 5-year deal is up, they'll remove themselves from it. They'll be done with it.
Entirely possible.
But I think it's very, very doubtful that it's going to go down in flames. Quite the contrary. I think, like you said, I think it's going to make everybody a lot of money. And it'll probably raise the stock price even more.
Not to say that
in
it's going
5
to
years,
be...
It'll probably give them what they want. And in 5 years, they'll probably re-up and for even more money.
Maybe.
Because companies work that way. Kind of.
And it's not to say that it's going to be a smooth partnership. There'll be some bumps in the road.
Fox, I think, is going to be I think they're going to be.
They're going to be hands on the reason. They're going to say, "Well, we giving you this much money, and you're not delivering what we want."
Bishop's going to be. I think
Give us the keys to the car.
He's going to have a heck of a probationary period.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think that he's going to. It's going to be interesting. They're probably going to install somebody who's a bit more savvy with relations between companies than him. I would think.
Well, that's kind of the primary reason he was brought in.
Yeah, I know. But that was a Vince hire, and Fox didn't know about it.
Yeah.
Like a liaison of sorts like that, you would think that. I mean, it's
They'd
one
be
thing to
consulted,
hire
you
a
would
creative
think. Yeah,
guy.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man.
I'm still not entirely sure what Bischoff's doing.
I don't even think Bischoff's sure what he's doing.
No.
He's hanging out at catering, getting these production meetings.
It's like, here, let's get up to speed. It's delicious prime.
Waiting for somebody to ask him a question.
Pop another tape in.
Do you know what his whatever the question is, you know what the answer is going to be? Motorcycle Gang.
Motorcycle Gang.
Hey, do you have any good ideas for Dolph Ziggler on SmackDown?
Motorcycle Gang. Hollywood Heels. Motorcycle Gang.
By the way, can we bring Hogan in?
Ugh.
Anyways, we got a new Matt Chatter, Larson.
Yep.
It's always a very a celebration when we have a new Matt Chatter.
True.
I wish I had a little confetti. That's what we should do. We should bring those little poppers in when we have like a new Matt Chatter. And just imagine a digital one like that. The hollow one. Let's see what he has to say.
Mm-hmm.
Hey guys, this is the Hollow One here, first time Matt Chatter. Hopefully I'm doing this right. Just kind of get your thoughts on where you think the women's tag team division is going to be headed. We haven't really seen the Iconics too much. I know they're not written off completely, but it just seems like they're not making any room for them anymore. I think they're pretty entertaining. I like Asuka and Kairi Sane. With Paige, I also really think Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross can do something pretty awesome. So just looking forward to hear your thoughts. Thanks, guys. See ya.
Thank you, Hollow One.
Thank you, Hollow One, and welcome to Matt Chat.
For being somebody dubbed the Hollow One, he seems chock full of charisma and affability. I think I just made up a word there. Anyways, Larson.
Affability, maybe.
Right?
Maybe.
Seems right. What do you think is going to happen with that women's
I don't know.
tag
You answer
division?
first.
I go first?
You go first. I went first last time.
Fair enough. Well, I like Asuka and Kairi Sane. I get the feeling that they're probably going to win it in the kickoff at SummerSlam.
Mandy and Sonya never got their match to get to.
That'll happen in the kickoff at SummerSlam. Triple threat match.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping.
Or did it the week I didn't watch?
No, there was no match.
Okay.
No, there was no match.
Okay. Because that week,
the week you didn't watch, I did watch. That's when it happened. No,
it was the week before they said they were getting their match. I remember that bit, but I don't think the match ever happened, did it? Anyways, continue. Because it's supposed to be Mandy and Sonya against the Iconics, right?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, no,
continue.
remember they sat down and they had that little flub. We
Yes.
covered that one. You watched that one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched that. But
And there hasn't been a match since.
Okay.
We've watched everything since then. So, I don't know. I really don't know. They seem to be at a bit of a crossroads with the women's division in general. I think SmackDown's doing a decent job. They've got Charlotte versus Trish. They've got Bayley versus Ember Moon. That's decent stuff. All I really have going on in Raw is Becky versus Natalya, which is a bit on the underwhelming side for SummerSlam. And the Iconics really have not been seen. There are two obvious matchups for the Iconics. I kind of feel like maybe the day before SummerSlam, they'll tweet this out that this is going to happen. It would be awesome if they had next week on SmackDown or this coming week on SmackDown some story to forward the match or at least to set it up just to get it made. It'd be an absolute shame if they debut these belts and it'd be less than a year later. They're not on SummerSlam, the second biggest show of the year.
I know.
I do want to see him on Kairi Sane and Asuka, but there's a bigger problem. They're just not doing anything with the division. You've got a little bit of Mandy and Sonya who are kind of building to a thing with Ember Moon that never happened, really. And then,
Well, there's beef between them and Carmella, too. That never really went anywhere.
yeah, that didn't go anywhere. There's just a whole lot of they don't know what's going on. They don't know what
They
they're
have no
doing.
direction for the division.
You get the feeling that Asuka and Kairi Sane probably are the next ones, but it also wouldn't surprise me if they went Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville. In any event, I don't think the Iconics are going to hold it past SummerSlam, assuming they have that match.
Assuming there's a match that happens, I know. It's interesting. There's the rumors and stuff that said that one of the reasons that Sasha wanted to have a long reign with the titles was to really establish him and not be made meaningless immediately. And this is no disrespect to the Iconics. I think they're great, but Creative has done those titles absolutely no favors.
Yeah.
They're not on TV. They're not defended hardly ever. They're not involved in any sort of programs, much less interesting ones.
Go to NXT.
I know. That's what they said they were going to do. These will be defended everywhere. Go to NXT.
I hate when they did 24/7, same thing. UK, NXT, and they never make good on it.
No.
They never do that. Why are you going to say it
And then not do it.
and then not do it? I mean that's sort of this WWE
That's
in a
what they do.
nutshell.
That's what they do. As far as the outlook is pretty positive in terms of the division as a whole, because you mentioned Iconics. They're great. Asuka and Kairi Sane. I would love to see them on my television on a more regular basis because they're fantastic.
Even if they get those titles, though, I just don't think that's going to happen.
I know. I agreed. Sadly, I agree. You can't dismiss the prospect of Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss sticking around as a team and going after those titles either. I think that'd be great. You got Mandy and Sonya. Carmella and Naomi have been a tag team before. There's a lot of really good options for a really good tag division if they just did something.
Ooh, I have a suggestion. For whatever low-level writer is feeding our info to Paul Heyman.
All right.
Just unify the damn men's titles, and that frees up a slot. Mm-hmm. I love the New Day. I think they're great. I would rather see them in the same mix as the Usos, the Revival, War Machine, and who am I missing? The other team in
Club.
The Club. Thank you, the Club, the current champions. I'd rather see them mixing it up with all the they have. Honestly, the WWE tag team wrestling, the WWE really has 5 or 6 of the best tag teams on the planet. Mm-hmm. Put them all in a single division, fighting for the same straps, and then you open up a slot potentially for the women's tag titles to be seen on TV on a regular basis.
Yes.
I think that'd be fantastic.
I think so too.
The WWE have signed so much. They have signed so many really, really spectacular female talent between NXT and the two major brands, and a lot of them are not getting screen time right now.
I know, whether they're part of a tag team or not. I know, and it's a bummer. And WWE has been rightly criticized over the last few weeks about not having more opportunity and TV time for the women's division as a whole. Just more than anything, regardless of who has the belts, they just need to be featured. They need to be on TV.
Yeah.
They need to be involved in storylines.
Yeah.
That build up the belts and build up the teams, and that's just not happening right now. And that's not the fault of the Iconics, because I think they're talented enough to do all that. Mm-hmm. It's just not apparently a priority of WWE Creative right now to make that happen.
Yeah, they could be in a really terrific rivalry with either Mandy and Sonya or Asuka
Kyrie
and
and
Kairi
Asuka.
Sane.
Yeah.
Or they can do like they're doing with the Usos Club and Revival right now. They could be doing that right now. But
And they're not.
Yeah.
And
Like
it's a bummer.
I mean, granted, it's not like the New Day. It's not like Big E and Xavier Woods have been taking up a lot of TV time with a feud. So I'm not sure how much TV time would really who they won those titles off of Daniel Bryan and Eric Rowan. Is that right?
Mm-hmm. It's a pay-per-view.
And then who else even is there? There's Heavy Machinery.
Yeah, that's pretty much it for SmackDown.
That's kind of it. So I don't know. They do need to be featured more though.
Yes.
Patrick Sparks is up next.
Take it away, B-Man.
Hey friendos, Pat here. Alright, so we're getting The Fiend versus most likely Man Balor at SummerSlam, which I think will be a pretty good match, and obviously The Fiend is going to win, even if we didn't hear that Finn wants to take time off. Makes all the sense in the world. That being said, who should he feud with after? Personally, I'd like to see him feud with a babyface like Ricochet, because the matches would probably be good, but seeing an uber babyface and somebody like Ricochet or somebody like that being very intimidating and selling the terrifyingness, if that's a word, of The Fiend would be really good. So I want you to fantasy book, say a 3 to 6 month feud for Bray Wyatt after SummerSlam, after he defeats Finn Balor. Thanks, friendos. Bye.
Thank you, B-Man. So,
B-Man.
we all anticipate that Fiend Bray Wyatt's going to make quick work of Finn Balor at SummerSlam because Finn's taking a break. He's going to go on vacation for a couple months. More power to Finn. But who's next for Bray? I had a couple contenders. I don't know if the wrestler I have in mind is next per se, but it's probably the person I most want to see.
Don't say mine.
No, I see your answer. I'm going to say my answer. It's Braun Strowman. They had a pretty clean break, Wyatt family and Braun, that first brand draft where Braun went to Raw and everybody else went to SmackDown, the Wyatt family.
Too clean.
Yeah, and they really haven't crossed paths since.
Yeah, just like the one time.
Build up Bray a bit. Make him really freaky, scary, and then that's something Braun has to contend with. He's never really had to contend with before. Freaky, scary, Fiend Bray Wyatt, and you can reference their past. That Braun was brought in as part of the Wyatt family. Maybe Bray still has a little bit of mind control over Braun. Who knows? There's just a lot to work with there. There is with your answer too. But if you want a marquee matchup for Bray, give us up with Braun Strowman in the near future. Again, I think Bray probably needs a couple more feuds before that. That's like a Mania feud next year. I think that'd be perfect.
I think so. He needs somebody who he can win. He can beat.
Yeah.
Braun, I love the idea of Braun, and I love what they can do with it. And maybe a Bray supernatural powers puts himself over Braun. But just they never like to have Braun lose to anybody.
I know.
If it's not Brock Lesnar.
Here's the thing. I'm going through the roster and thinking of ideas. Because I thought Braun would be cool. I thought Mustafa Ali would be great. Problem is, Bray's going to win all those feuds. I don't want Bray to win. I do, but I want to. The more interesting feuds, it would be programs where I don't want to see either competitor lose.
So you need somebody. This is why I chose the name I did. My name is Luke Harper. You need somebody who right now just needs to be on TV, and people will be happy to see him. I think Luke is in a very interesting position. The vast majority of people, I think, kind of know his plight. I mean, there hasn't been anybody chanting his name at shows or anything like that. He's not to that level. I mean, nobody's really chanting Sasha's name either. She ain't been seen. But with Luke Harper, you have somebody who just needs to be on TV. He needs to be wrestling again. And you've got the obvious story built in. And Luke Harper at this point can afford to lose as long as he is just showcased. Like, let's just remind ourselves what Luke Harper can do out there and bring him back down to that brief moment in time after the Wyatt family, but before the Bludgeon Brothers, when he wasn't like a blithering idiot or a guy who couldn't talk. There was like one interview he gave where he was just a normal dude.
Yeah, backstage. It was like a WWE.com interview.
He was Dude Harper, exactly.
Yeah, and it was good.
And he talked about his kids. I mean, that's just start there. Just go there. Maybe reference the fact that he was in this cult, this Wyatt family.
They can use that in a situation where it's like, okay, if I'm ever going to achieve what I want to achieve in WWE, I have to rid myself.
To let go of my past.
But I have to rid myself of the perception that I'm just a henchman. I'm just a hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also, like, Bray messed me up a little bit.
Yeah, that
being
too.
under, he had me sleeping out in the barn in the Wyatt compound. My shirt was always dirty, and I couldn't for the life of me do a Southern accent.
And he kept talking about demonic powers,
Yeah.
but he would just show stock footage in the barn overnight.
Right, exactly. It was really disconcerting. I couldn't see my family. And so, I mean, that's what you do. And then, yeah, Luke Harper, he can lose. But, man, to have him in a match on pay-per-view, in a singles match against a big act like The Fiend now, I think that could do wonders.
Yeah, it'd be pretty cool.
For Luke Harper, and it also makes you, it gets you freaked out over The Fiend a little bit more, you know?
Yeah.
Because you have a true, like, every man versus this weird supernatural thing. The thing about Finn is that, A, he's really cool looking, and B, he's got the demon in his back pocket. So if he loses, it's not so heartbreaking.
No.
With Luke Harper, it's kind of heartbreaking.
Yeah.
So, and that's what you kind of want.
Yeah, totally. Next, A.O. Worm, Matt Chat Hall of Famer, A.O. Worm.
What's good, everybody? It's the boy A.O. Worm here with another Match Chat question. It's been a while. Got the young ones with me. But yeah, so just got done watching Smackville, Nash Down, whatever they called it, the little house show special. And it was pretty cool. Nice little 3-match little special. So my question is, do you think WWE should do more of these, like have little themed live show events and put them on the network? Like maybe like once a month have like a live show and put it on the network. Do you think it works? Do you think it'll bring more people in? Maybe go to more house shows? I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. All right, guys, take it easy. Too sweet. Hearty handshake.
Thank you, A.O. Worm.
Thank you, A.O. Worm.
It's you.
I go first. Yes, absolutely. Man, we said this before. Larson, come on.
Hold on. Before you continue, did you watch Smackville?
I watched Ali versus Shinsuke a
right.
little bit. Yeah.
All right.
Number one, what harm does it do? It doesn't do any harm. If you don't want, we didn't cover Smackville, and the walls didn't come crumbling down. Everything was fine.
It seemed like basically like a non-canonical show. That's why we didn't cover it.
The house shows, man, we've been saying for ages, hey, how great would it be? Just put on the WWE Network, and yes, like he says, remind people house shows can be pretty fun. As long as you let them retain all the fun stuff that they do at house shows when they sometimes break character a little bit, they get a little looser, a little goofier. There is absolutely no reason why they shouldn't be featuring house shows on the network more. And if you can theme them up a little bit like Smackville, it didn't mean anything, but they were doing it from Nashville. So that's great. You give it a little music thing, and that's awesome. And it gives people more of a reason to tune in. It gives people more of a reason to watch. If you're sitting there and it's a Saturday night and you're on the couch and you're bored, you're like, man, nothing's on Pluto TV right now. I've already seen every episode of Unsolved Mysteries. That's a problem I have. Smackville's on. Okay, cool. I'm going to tune in and check it out. And then every once in a while, you get a surprise. Maybe a title change happens. It gives you even more incentive to tune in. I think it's a great idea. There's no reasons, Larson. No reasons why you shouldn't have more content if it's available.
There's already too much to follow. There's too much.
Then don't watch.
I didn't watch.
Right.
But if it gets to enough point where enough people don't watch, then there's no incentive for them to do them because they're spending money for no one to watch it.
But that's their business problem to have, not yours.
Yeah, I understand. My problem is that they put some show in front of me called Smackville. I know it's a house show. Here's the thing. If you're going to do it, do the whole show. It was an hour.
Whoa, hold on a second. I thought you were arguing no more, and now you're saying more.
Here's the thing. No, it's a thing where it's overarching is too much. You're not giving me, just because you put it out there, you're not giving me a reason to watch it because I know nothing important is going to happen. Yeah, you can do the occasional title change. I know it's just a thing to drum up excitement about it. But if you're going to go through the trouble of airing it, air the whole thing, not just an hour.
Well, I agree with that. Put on more. Give us all the
because if I know if this is like a 2.5, 3 hour house show and you're only broadcasting an hour of it, okay, this doesn't matter at all.
Yeah,
this is completely inconsequential.
Yeah.
So why should I bother caring? I'm not going to. Give me if you're going to go through the trouble of oversaturating the market, then give us stakes involved with every little thing you do. There's no stakes. There is no stakes with Smackville. I don't care because there's no stakes.
Sometimes you just want to, like A.O. Worm. He was like, hey,
that's fine.
Worm's going to turn
but
on.
But if that's my situation where I'm on Saturday night sitting home alone, not doing anything, am I going to watch Smackville or am I going to watch the G1? Give me the G1.
Well, in 2 months, G1 ain't even going to be around.
There's a whole backlog of stuff in New Japan World I'm completely unfamiliar with that I can watch, educate myself, enjoy some really good wrestling, and guess what? It matters.
Yeah, but you won't. I mean, why couldn't it just be a bit? Not everybody wants to watch New Japan. Sometimes people just want to zone out and watch WWE. Not every match has to be a 4-star match, man. Sometimes you can have a 2-star dud and be perfectly happy.
I don't know. When was the last time you had a 2-star dud and were perfectly happy? Think on that one. We got a question from Rich.
And Chase.
Oh, yeah, and Chase. Sorry. Yeah, take it away.
Hey, friendos, and Steven Larson. This is your Tournament of Champions current winner, Rich. Just got done winning Chat Trivia with help from Chase here. But we have somewhat of a two-part question, and here is Chase's first part.
Who do you think would win against Shinsuke? Against The Undertaker?
Pretty good question. My quick follow-up to that is, how long do you think Shinsuke will be a heel? And do you think they'll ever turn him face? But let us know. We left the house and saw the time, so we had to hurry and get this in. So talk to you later, friendos.
Bye.
Thank you, Chase, and thank you, Rich.
Thank you.
Nakamura would need that win. So I'll say Nakamura would win that match between The Undertaker and Nakamura. He needs the rub. You want to push Shinsuke to the next level, give him a win over the dead man. As far as how long is he going to remain a heel, your answer is probably right. But in theory, if they can actually book a heel run for his that actually utilizes his immense charisma effectively,
that matters, you know. Well, a heel run that actually matters
exactly
is what you're talking about.
That showcase the full breadth of his skills. Then it's a situation where, here's a heel that can get over organically as a face.
He needs to wear that crown again.
Yeah, man.
He's got that great long coat of his.
He's got the trench coat, yeah.
He's got the trench coat.
Instead of a crown, he has like like
cap?
No, like he goes full like detective.
What do you call that? What do you call a Sherlock Holmes hat?
Well, not that kind of hat. Just a
pipe?
No, not a pipe, but a hat. I can't think of the name of it. Yes, a fedora. Thank you. No, that name escaped me.
Because of the trench coat.
Yeah,
okay.
the trench coat.
See?
He goes full, yeah.
I went surfing today,
Gumshoe,
see?
yeah.
I went surfing today, see? A body washed up on the shore. Now I got to find out who done it.
You got it.
He comes in with a little bit. So, Roman Reigns, how do we know you didn't push this stuff on yourself, son?
There you go.
Anyways, sorry. Yeah, so I agree with both of those things. Nakamura should totally beat Undertaker. If they do it, honestly, they just need sort of Nakamura to get back to relevance. We all thought that they were going to do something with the United States of Nakamerica or whatever.
Yeah, they didn't do anything with that.
And they didn't do anything with it, but it seemed like they wanted to. And then now he's got the Intercontinental Championship at a time when that's sort of lower than the U.S. title in terms of seeming importance. Look, man, if we're getting back into the territory of factions, I can't think of anybody better to lead a faction than the co-founder of Chaos. He even dropped the term Chaos on I think it was the Smackdown when I was gone that I watched the day after I did the WrestleDog thing. I actually watched SmackDown, and he said, I'm ready to bring some chaos to the Intercontinental Championship or something like that.
There you go.
And I was like, whoa. So it would be great if he started a faction, do that. And then
if he joins the OC, that'd be cool.
Oh, that'd be great. Then they kick him out. He's a face.
Yep.
And he's huge. But you're right. He was definitely something special in NXT. People understood it. And then he got to main roster.
One of the most over wrestlers I've ever seen.
Oh, yeah, big time.
We were in Brooklyn for TakeOver.
As soon as he got called up, the artist. Oh, that killed it.
Yeah.
King of Strong Style is such a great name.
I know.
Like that legitimately makes me upset now.
Yeah, it's really upsetting.
You know, it's like when you think about
they call him up and they have him in the segment against The Miz. And you're like, oh, this makes sense. This is a time with Daniel Bryan and The Miz were going back and forth about The Miz being a soft wrestler. And here, this King of Strong Styles in front of Miz. He really has to test his mettle against him. And then draft happens and then Miz is shipped to Raw.
Yeah, dude.
Doesn't really make much sense.
There is so much money they have left on the table. It's ridiculous.
Yep.
Next up, Guillaume.
Jacksonville's
number one.
Yep.
Let's see what he has to say.
Hey there, friendos. This is Jacksonville's number one Matt Chatter, Guion Halili, back with another Matt Chat question. This week, my question was actually given to me by Jacksonville's number two. And her question is, she didn't want to ask it. Her question is, which WWE superstars would you want to be on your team to do an escape room? And you can have a max of 7. Each of you. Make a team. Let me know your thoughts. And keep the great work up. You guys are awesome. Too Sweet, and a hearty handshake. This has been Jacksonville's number one. Later.
Thank you, Guillaume.
Thank you, Guillaume.
You done escape room before?
No,
Nor have I. I want to.
I have no desire.
Test my
Your
mental acumen.
Your mental acumen? Yeah.
I feel like at junior college I could have been pretty good. These days,
Yeah, I know, like high school to junior college, maybe even
college days, yeah.
college days. Probably
Before all the
pretty
booze
good.
drinking happened in my life.
Well, yeah, that kills off a lot of brain cells.
Indeed.
That's what I hear, anyways.
Indeed. So, Steve, who would be members of your escape room team and why?
It'd be the Wyatt family.
All right.
Bray, Randy Orton, Luke Harper, Eric Rowan.
Tell me why.
Braun wasn't really around long enough to establish that he had teleportation powers.
Oh, there you go.
Cheat code, teleport out of there. Don't
There
have to
you go.
use what little brain cells I have
There
left.
you go.
The dullard has to do nothing but hold the hands of Bray Wyatt and Eric Rowan.
And hope he can transmit his teleportation powers to you.
I know, he might just accidentally like teleport my hands off.
Or he might teleport without you. You'd be stuck in the escape room for the hour.
Well, then I'll add another one who has to be left behind in case I do get teleported out. Smartest guy on the roster is probably Xavier Woods. Is he actually a PhD? Or is he working on that?
I think I keep hearing he has a PhD.
Working on the PhD?
I don't know.
He is a PhD?
I don't know. It seems like a simple Google search should answer that question.
Nevertheless, that dude seems super smart.
Yeah. And that's one reason why the New Day
Yeah.
will be on my team, as will Bray Wyatt, because, yes, he does have supernatural powers.
You don't feel that Big E would be clowning around a little too much?
No, man, we've seen intense Big E.
He's goofing.
Nah, but when he needs to get down to business, he's all business.
Fair enough. Who else now?
So the New Day, I got Bray because supernatural powers.
Sure.
Seth, he's the architect.
Yeah, but hasn't it become clear that he really doesn't know what he's doing? I'd like to see some of the houses and structures he's actually built.
No, me too.
I feel like they all fall apart.
That's why he's not on the top of this list.
Okay, fair enough.
I put Alexa Bliss on here.
Because she contorts.
That, and also she's good at manipulating people.
Oh, wow.
Well, she is. That's her character.
That's true.
Yeah.
No, but I'm saying, is that healthy? This is a team exercise.
But I'm thinking, if she's good at manipulating people, maybe she's good at playing, find out when mind games are being played on her, solving puzzles.
Okay.
It's a bit of a stretch.
Bit of a stretch, but okay, fair
And
enough.
then finally, R-Truth, the 24/7 champion, he's proved himself adept at escaping situations.
Yeah, okay. But that's just like running and hiding. I don't think you understand the nature of an escape room. It's more puzzle solving.
Okay.
He doesn't really come across as the best puzzle solver in the world.
I don't know, man. I think you should have a bit more confidence in R-Truth.
I love R-Truth. I was watching.
It's great. Although if a situation like that video he posted on Twitter when they're stuck in the elevator or stuck in the escape room, he just says, "I have gas."
Yeah, no good.
That could be an issue.
Although, here's the thing though: if you have R-Truth in there, you want Carmella in there too, because nothing beats her laugh.
Yeah.
Her shoot laugh whenever R-Truth says something.
Yeah.
He seemingly always has her on the verge of
I know.
cracking up.
I know.
And it's a wonder to watch.
Yes.
I was watching a little bit of Ms. and Mrs. Yesterday, and R-Truth was giving Ms. some advice on how to baby-proof stuff, because R-Truth has 5 kids of his own, and it was just absolutely adorable. R-Truth just seems like if I could choose if anybody out there asked, "Hey, Steven Larson, this is so-and-so with my Matt Chat question. Who would you want? What wrestler would you want to be your dad if you could choose?" It'd be R-Truth. Easily, it'd be R-Truth. He seems great.
Next, got a question from Andy Nero. Let's see what Andy has to say.
This is just for you, man.
Hey friendo, Stephen Larson, Nero here with a Mad Chat question. This one's a hypothetical question. Larson, you've obviously made it very clear that you don't too sweet. My question is, let's say in 2020, 2021, Suzuki Goon becomes no more, Minoru Suzuki joins Bullet Club as the leader of Bullet Club and starts too sweeting everyone. And by some miracle, Going In Raw gets an exclusive interview with the King himself. At the end of said interview, it's all been very cordial, he throws up a too sweet. Do you too sweet him back? Take care. Bye.
Thank you, Andy Nero.
Thank you, brother Nero.
As everybody knows, I'm a man of principle.
I'm sorry. Did you hear that? I said.
No, I heard.
Yeah.
And as such, I respect Minoru Suzuki greatly. Greatest combat athlete of all time.
Answer the question.
One of my 10 favorite wrestlers ever.
Answer the question.
Unfortunately, if he presents a too sweet to me, I would have to respectfully decline.
Psych, not. That's not true. You too sweeted AJ Styles.
You never saw that.
But did it happen or no?
You never saw it, so it doesn't matter.
Did it happen or no?
You never saw it, so it doesn't matter.
Exactly. Proved my point. You totally too sweeted AJ Styles, and he did not pony up $200,000. I think it was before he had a. No, it wasn't.
Yeah, it was before all that.
Was it before our Patreon?
Mm-hmm.
We
That was
interviewed
before
him
the Patreon, but it was before he put that tier up.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. So, you would. Of course you would. You would try to do it outside of my amazing periphery, which extends to like basically right here. It's like, if this is like 360 degrees, like 300-degree periphery. But you'd fail. I'd see it. This time I'm savvy enough to capture it on camera. A lot of people did actually notice when you two-sweeted Kenny on the lowdown at the G1 special.
There was never any conclusive evidence of anything approaching a two-sweet.
Definitely happened.
No.
So, yeah. Don't ever meet your heroes, people. They'll disappoint you.
Gosh, I hope I'm nobody's hero. Wow.
Oh, man.
Goodness
gracious.
Next, couple text questions. First, from Luis Ariza. Pick 5 wrestlers you want to see come back as managers, and what team wrestler would they manage? Go ahead, Steve. You have one answer, but it's pretty good.
I want to see RoboCop come back. He's going to manage Chris Cyborg when she starts wrestling.
What about Jean-Claude Van Damme? He was in a movie called Cyborg.
And then he manages Rob Van Dam?
There you go.
Well, to manage Chris Cyborg. No, he manages Rob Van Dam.
Yeah, sure. But I was thinking you have RoboCop and Cyborg Van Dam, both co-managing.
Was he a cyborg in that movie?
I think so.
Yeah, okay. I just remember the time travel one, Time Cop.
Yeah.
And then there was one where there were 2 Van Dams. He played them both.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Double
something.
Well, and then there was one with Rodman.
Yeah. Oh, what was that one
I saw that one in the movies.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know if I ever saw a Van Damme movie in the theater. I used to really like Bloodsport when I was a kid. That's a fun one.
Yeah, I only saw the one with Rodman. I don't know why.
Is that Double Team?
Double Team? Maybe.
One with Rodman in it?
That could be Double Team, yeah. I think me and Dan Leard went to go see it together.
I feel like that one for sure had a basketball kind of inspired title because
but then there was no
Rodman in it.
But there was no like basketball in the movie.
Yeah. Yeah, see, that one's called Double Team.
Dennis Rodman, I bring him back in as a
Double
manager.
Team.
I bring him in for a manager.
That's good.
He's a former professional wrestler. He would manage the Street Profits. Because, I mean, they did Snapchats where they were playing basketball.
Okay.
And then, that's
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
He was a Chicago Bull. They sort of wear Chicago Bulls colors sometimes.
True. I have a few answers. Only one.
Medusa.
Oh, that'd be good.
I want to see her come back as a manager.
Yeah, she's really taking it to Lacey Evans on social media.
And manage. It'd be cool. Who's like the toughest person? How about Medusa comes back and manages Mia Yim?
That'd be pretty cool.
Ooh, toughness.
Yeah. Wade Barrett. Now I was trying to think of someone in the NXT UK that is really good, but could use someone to do some of their talking for him. And I really like Travis Banks. I think he can do it. Just the way they've had his character so far in NXT UK is not
present.
It's like he's a great intense in-ring performer, and when they focus on his intensity, he's really good. But when his interviews, they kind of make him just seem like an average Joe. It's not working for me.
Yeah.
Have Bad News Barrett bring him back to be the manager for Travis Banks. Travis Banks would be over huge.
Yeah, I like that. That's a good answer.
A couple other names. Sting. That's because Sting's awesome.
Who would you have Sting?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Who if he can mentor storyline wise someone to be the next franchise at WWE, something like that, because he was a franchise at WCW, but I don't know who exactly.
You know what you could do? You can come back to manage Seth Rollins.
Actually, that was my first thought.
But then he turns on Seth
for ending his in-ring
his career, and then he aligns himself with RoboCop.
There you go to counter the strength of Seth Rollins. There you go, perfect. Mark Henry. I want Mark Henry to be a manager. I think that'd be awesome. Road Dogg. And then finally Ryback. I want Ryback to manage Lars Sullivan.
That's good. That's messed up. They might absorb each other.
I know.
Talking about Rawgate Mutant. Road Dogg could manage, Seth, because he wants to be DX now.
So bad.
Seth got a little piece of that DX. He's going to start wearing green.
So bad.
He's going to start doing crotch chops.
So bad.
Who can Mark Henry manage? Who's strong? Roderick.
All right.
Strong. Sorry.
You're the world's strongest man because you have strong in your name.
I bequeath my title of world's strongest man to you, Roderick Strong.
Finally, text question from Taco Dan. He says, so I went to see the new Lion King remake, and being a child in the mid-90s, I really enjoyed it. One of my biggest criticisms is that it's basically the same movie shot for shot as the original. So my question is, could each of you pick a match from the past and remake it using modern wrestlers where the main beat to the match would be the same as the old one, but with the new wrestler's own style? What do you got?
This is great. The Montreal Screwjob. I want to see that remade, featuring Kota Ibushi in the role of Bret Hart, and Blow Up Doll in the role of Shawn Michaels. Blow Up Doll goes over only due to wonk finish, Screwjob finish. That's what I want to see.
First thing I thought of, because I think it'd be funny, is Hogan versus HBK at SummerSlam. Instead,
again, great for a blow-up doll match.
Yeah, it would be. And then Cena would have the role of Hulk Hogan's role.
Oh.
And then AJ Styles.
Oh yeah.
Could be the one overselling.
Oh, that's good. I like that. That's really good.
Could be
funny. No, that's a good one too. I want to see Hulk Hogan, the SummerSlam match, Hogan versus HBK, but in the role of HBK overselling. No, in the role of Hogan.
Oh, ooh.
Yano. And in the role of the person overselling,
Orange Cassidy, hands in his pockets the whole time.
We got it. Collaboration right there.
That's the show. That's it.
All right. If you want to be part of Matt Chat, hey, $20 in my pocket, and you can be.
Why do you get a pocket the whole $20? You split
I'll
$10?
I'll PayPal you. They only have a $20 bill. I will PayPal you $10, and so it's even.
You better.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to. Gee whiz, man.
My eyes on you.
Yeah, I got my eyes on you too, pal. Anyways, thanks so much for tuning in. Until next time, I'll talk to you later.
Bye.